And welcome back to episode 39 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co-host, Malcolm Purple and Gold Tears King.
I knew it was coming. Got the armor ready today. What's going on, fellas?
That nigga missed the show last week crying.
Man.
Crying about them
Upset.
Listen, it's all right, though. We also got the dot connector, Aaron Spencer, in the building with us. He doing his thing, though, but we'll get it started here. I want to take it back since it's been a little bit since we last did this. Clippers versus the Mavs.
Oh, yeah.
That game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Luka was not trying to go home, boy.
Nah. Luka, yeah, man. Can't do it all by himself. But, yeah, he was balling that series for real, for the most part.
Listen, he ended that game 46.7 rebounds, 14 assists, and he was shooting 17 for 30, man. That's a bad man. That's a bad man. But I'm just like, I know, well, I can't say I know, but my question is, how much was he cussing Porzingis out throughout that entire fucking series?
Needs help. He needs help. And Porzingis ain't it, you know? He needs a big or a guard, somebody to help him.
I mean, you good. We talking about that game 7, the Clippers versus Mavs.
Oh, yeah.
My thing is, I don't know why. Well, I guess I do. I'm just saying that. I was about to say I don't know why the Mavs would have had that much confidence in Porzingis to be the guy to help Doncic out. And, of course, that's because of them knowing each other from back in the day. Doesn't mean they played together. You know what I'm saying? Just from being from the same area doesn't mean that you're going to mesh with each other.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it doesn't seem like it's too hard for Doncic to mesh with really anyone, but when you're not stepping up and you're hurt. I mean, I feel like it was the equivalent to LeBron and Anthony.
Right.
But
I think they had as much burden on Porzingis as much as they did Davis. I know they want Porzingis to score at least 20. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's like the dynamic duo of, you know, Doncic needs Porzingis to succeed. which wasn't the case the whole series until that game.
Somewhat.
Like like the last game before this, what was Doncic's? Didn't he have a triple double the last game before this?
Before
few of them. What, game 6?
I don't. Was it a triple? I don't know if
he
it
might
was a
have
triple double.
I think he had one in that.
I might not
series.
even have not have the stats for that.
I can check quick look.
Yeah, I don't even think I have the stats for that, to be honest. But you don't think? I mean, I don't think that they were designed. It was designed for him to be the 20-point guy on the team. He wasn't the 20-point guy in New York.
I guess what my question is, are you saying that it's on Porzingis? That's why the Mavs lost? Is that what y'all are saying? I kind of missed out on the first half. I'm trying to catch up.
No. And that was the first time of us talking about him. I was just saying, how much do you think Doncic was cussing Porzingis' ass out throughout that series? And I think, but to answer your question, not to cut you off, I think it's safe. I think it would be a safe thing to say Porzingis was the main contributor to that loss.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the unpopular opinion, man, because I don't like how Doncic is playing defense, bro. He complains every time, right? So you got everybody run down the other side of the court. He's very engaged in the offensive end. I'll give him that.
Right.
But he's too worried about the last offensive possession to run down court.
No, you are correct.
So that's my. Now I know Porzingis could have showed the fuck up, but shit, Tim Hardaway Jr. was balling from what I could see.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he was doing what was expected of him.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr. was probably the best player on that team during that series.
You know, other than Doncic,
the second best player, I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, I agree. You said what? Who was the other dude's name? You said other dude.
Well, Finney Smith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean they did get they got some help from their supporting cast. You said white dude's name.
They're like a white point guard right there.
Neto. No, it ain't Neto.
I don't know.
I can't think. Oh,
not Berea, right?
No.
Berea, does he still play basketball?
I don't think so.
At least he's not signed.
I can't think. I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name. And I get all the European players confused. You know, unless I've seen your face and I've memorized it, I'll confuse your last name with the next one. Because I think Neto's the dude that's on Washington.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I know Campazzo's a little short foreign dude.
From Utah?
From the Nuggets.
Yeah, he's the Nuggets?
Yeah, Campazzo.
Okay, I can't think of the dude from Utah then.
But to answer your question, Aaron, originally, Doncic did have a triple-double in the game one of the series against the Clippers.
Yeah, right. It wasn't the last game, though.
Oh, I thought it was game 6 or something. I thought he had like 2 or 3 of them hoes.
Listen, that's what I was just saying. That game, game 7, he scored 46, 7 rebounds, 14 assists. He wasn't far off of one on that game. And my whole thing is why I say it's pretty safe to put that on Porzingis is because if you got a man that's averaging more than 40 a game, damn near every game too, like high 30s, 40s, damn near every game, and you can't give him a little bit more being the number 2 guy, especially being paid what you're paid, and you hurt half the season like Davis. Like, what do I have you? What am I paying you for if you're only gonna give me 20 in a wishy-washy 20 and be out 50% of the season? That's why I'm like, because Porzingis was putting up a fight. I'm not gonna say that he definitely was.
I saw him out there getting physical on the rim.
He was putting up a fight, especially last game, game 7. He was putting up a fight, but it's like, damn, my G, like, why until a potential elimination do you now turn it on?
Where was this happening?
Right, you weren't playing like that in these games.
It is only at the precipice where people change. When they face certain death, they decide to be like, you know what? I'm going to go to the basket this time.
You are right. You are right about that.
You know, I guess one of the things where I expect a lot more because that's just a comparison. I expect a lot more from Anthony Davis. Over the years, I've never seen Kristaps Porzingis really be good. I think he was an All-Star once.
Good
In
point.
New York.
Yeah,
In New
good
York.
point. That's a good point.
But he's not. You know, if you hoping on Porzingis to step up and win this game, Coach, we gotta gotta do something else. And I know they're talking about. What did Dante say after that? Was he talking about his future in Dallas? After that? I know there was some shit like some articles about.
I heard him
really
asking him about it. I don't remember seeing a response or remembering the response if I did see it. But I do remember them asking him about that.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, you see what Dame's saying.
I mean, yeah, he's saying it's hard for me to. The last game we had was at home.
Listen, my whole thing is why who got in your ear? Who got in your ear to tell you now's the time?
Who knows? Maybe him and CJ had a little small disagreement in the back, after the game. Like you said, maybe we talked to him, hey man, look, goddamn it.
I mean, but it's not just CJ.
It's not, but this is the top two tier. If I'm Dame Lillard, I'm discussing the future of my my tenure on this team with the second best player. I'm gonna keep it real with you first.
Right.
Dynamic dude in the backcourt.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Look, where are we at right now?
I see what you're saying.
Before I go holler at Coach, I think he got fired. Did he fired?
Not yet, but you know he's going to.
Okay, yeah. Somebody else needs to get fired too right now, but I'm not gonna bring that up yet. Somebody needs to go the fuck home.
Okay, I have a feeling that's gonna be a hit the showers.
A huge one.
So I won't ask you to divulge. But yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I get Dame being loyal, and wanting to try to get it done where he's at. But I just don't understand, like, what the fuck just happened? Some bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
We're still rolling.
Yeah, no, my computer's just popping bullshit up. That was the second time that it did that. That's why I hopped down and.
That's too much dark web.
Now you know this don't get used for nothing.
You know what? It is popping up on the YouTube now. I see it. I can see it on the.
It's not the YouTube though. It's me. It's my screen.
I'm saying I just seen it on I'm watching the YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, duh. Nigga, if it popped up on my screen, it's gonna pop up on the.
But anyways, Dame. Yeah, Dame. I mean.
Oh
Dame,
yeah.
He needs to go. Dame needs to go. I don't know where he needs to go, but he's definitely got to go.
What's his contract? Is this a trade? Is he a free agent?
Contracts don't matter. You remember when Westbrook signed that? He had just signed that 6-year extension and left.
You love bringing that one up, though, don't you?
Because
that was ignorant as fuck, though.
Wasn't it? He signed some big. He still got paid though. He went to Houston with the contract.
But yeah, no, I don't know.
I guess he has a lot of suitors. I mean, Dame Lillard.
They buying that bitch out. Don't matter what they pay him. They buying that bitch out. Yeah, they buying out that contract.
He'd be great in New York with Randall. And
I think so, man. I think y'all was right too. I actually brought that up on the Saturday show. I think whichever one of y'all said Miami wouldn't be bad for him either. I think either one of those places. That was you, Aaron. Yeah, I think either one of those places are definitely a good fit for him. And then I can't remember who it was said they don't think either one because they don't see them being a championship-ready team.
I just don't see Butler getting along. Butler has to be the only alpha on the team.
I don't think so at all.
I think Dame's one of the people who has the personality to let you feel that way. I'm gonna let you feel that.
I don't know because
I'm not gonna challenge you in the locker room, but when we're on the court, pass me the ball.
But look at the love CJ got. You know what I mean? Look at the love CJ got from him. He was still averaging a nice amount of points, like I think a 24-point average on the season or something like that.
Dame's a point guard first. That shot kind of came along with time.
Right. So I'm saying, Jimmy's going to get his touches.
Yeah, he's going to be happy. And
I'm just saying, Jimmy didn't get it. Jimmy played for better teams and couldn't do it there. Like when he played in Minnesota.
Jimmy never had a quarterback, though.
He played in
You think
Philadelphia.
But
That
when's
was a
he ever
great
had a
story.
quarterback like a good point guard that he can rely on and he knows will get him the ball as well?
that's not gonna let him push him around? That's all I'm saying. Dame's not letting that man push me. He not pushing
Yeah, I
me
can't
around.
really see Dame letting anybody push him
Yeah,
around.
he
Right,
not. Now I
right.
hear what you're saying, and that sounds good, but nigga, you not gonna push.
Right. Yeah, I can't see
You're not
Dame.
doing that shit where he was in the Timberwolves and he was holding them niggas on the floor. That shit ain't happening.
And you
He
know it.
practices no more.
And the only reason why he probably all in harmony in Miami is because he know he can do that with every single person on that
Right.
team, and they know it as well.
Right.
So he's just comfortable in that dynamic.
Right.
And he got Pat on the side too. He got Pat on the
Right.
side.
Well, that kind of makes sense. I understand what you're saying now, Malk. That does kind of make sense why you would say that. It might mess up the team dynamic.
Right.
Where it's like, well, while everybody's with Jimmy now, if Dame gets there, you could split that locker room down the middle real quick. Like, I'm fucking with Dame, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't think this is gonna be. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess that could happen. I just don't see that friction happening. I mean, I guess it's all the way possible. But I just, in my view,
But
I
see,
don't see.
That's
I
why.
see them getting along.
Right. That's why I threw out New York, because you have no choice. It's kind of like a Jimmy Butler going to Miami situation where it's like nobody here has a choice. Not even Julius Randle has a choice. You have to bow down to Dame. It's now Dame's team. Where if he goes to Miami, it's that question. It's that LL Cool J, Jamie Foxx, any given Sunday situation where it's like, well, who's the big man here? Which one of us is that guy?
Right.
And that doesn't always go well on a,
You talking basketball. About LL and Jamie, but yeah, I feel you though.
You know what I'm saying? I just had to use that as the, because I don't know of one in basketball in real life like that. Like I don't think we've ever really seen that. Like we've seen like a behind the scenes thing. Like you could tell they're not. Perfect example, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. That'd probably be the closest just we could say court. To where it's like we're making it work, but
Chris Paul and James Harden. Them boys didn't get along.
That's true.
You don't think?
No, they did.
They did. You are right.
They talked about that.
Yeah, you are right.
They don't talk to each other. They don't shake hands before the game and after the game and shit.
You are right.
I don't know what was said, but Chris got a strong personality, and I'm sure James got a strong personality, and Chris has had a history of rubbing niggas wrong. And I think that's why it's working here in Phoenix, because most of these dudes is young. So he about 15 years older than most of these niggas. So I think it works a little better.
Well, kind of like Jimmy.
Your age. You know what I'm saying? It's like another dude your age. I don't know. They didn't get along. I don't know why they didn't get along. They didn't get along. It was obvious. They even talk about like, nah.
Well, fuck it. I mean, we ain't here to talk about Dame, but I did think that was interesting that those were the words. I mean, I was waiting for him to give them. You're not going anywhere there. Unless they make a complete overhaul and give you some pieces, you're not getting anywhere. And then you're against the whole super team shit. So what do you think they're going to give you in Portland that's going to make it work?
I mean, what happens if he goes to another team and he still doesn't get it done? Well, where does he go from there? Does he go on that journey of trying to find that team with the right fit, or does he stick with the next team 5-6 years?
That some people's careers are that. That's some people. You're explaining a lot of NBA players' careers.
Grant Hill.
I mean, it's up to him. You know what I mean? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to him and his squad on whether or not he gets a ring somewhere else. That's why you got to make that decision on where you go very, carefully. And me, personally, I'm going to the East. I've done all this in the West all this time. Let me go to the East somewhere. It's going to be a little easier for me to come out, possibly.
Get you a Kawhi chip.
And then I can take on the West like I've been doing for all these years in the league. So that's why it makes most sense to me, like a New York situation.
Hey, well, if New York can get their hands on him, Well, more power to you.
And they
It's,
got a very young moldable
They do.
squad.
Right.
That clay hasn't even been molded in New York, including Julius Randle.
so y'all don't think LeBron can convince this nigga to come on through? Come on, take a trip down to LA. Let me holler at you real quick. Meet me at Jeannie Bus House. I got Magic Johnson inside. You know what I'm saying? Private jet.
I mean, they were in space. I mean, they're supposed to be in Space Jam 2 together, so I'm sure there's some kind of somewhat friendship there. But
Listen.
like Cliff made a good point. Like even Chris Paul and LeBron James never played together, and they're best friends.
Well, I didn't say Dame was best friends with James. I'm saying LeBron needs something. You know that.
No, that's the point. That's the point I'm getting at. Is that you don't even play with your own best friend. I don't know if you're gonna play with Dame.
But let's keep it a buck though. If LeBron wanted Steph, LeBron wants Dame. If LeBron publicly asked Steph to come to the Lakers, LeBron definitely asked Dame as well to see.
I mean, I'm sure they was on set. I'm sure he's on set.
Listen, the nigga's not a fool. The nigga's not a fool. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sure he's rocking him to sleep, Space Jam 2 style.
Right.
And that's how Shaq and Penny got linked up because of Blue Chips. Shaq seen no Penny before Blue Chips. And he started giving him the rock. He's like, hey, look, y'all need to draft this nigga. So that's the difference because it's the draft, but they spend some time in the off season and off the court together. Then they're playing basketball in the movie a lot. So
right.
I imagine they're playing basketball a lot, period. I don't know. I mean, if you're Dame and you're trying to make the move to get a championship, I wouldn't hate on them going to the Lakers. I mean, I wouldn't like it. But I wouldn't hate on it.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but fuck it. We moving on. Dame went home. He on the couch. Let's move on to Atlanta. They got that first win over the 76ers, 128-124. And if I'm just being honest, I mean, they just looked impressive that game to
didn't
me.
They?
They looked impressive.
Woo!
But
they're a young, energetic team, and let's go ahead and say it, man. Trae Young has solidified himself as a superstar. He is a top grade.
I think he did that in the first round.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's just the fact that he's winning against teams that people saying you're not supposed to win against.
Right.
And they're doing it in a very, flashy fashion. That was, that's a flashy ass whooping out there. Out there, I'm not just gonna beat y'all. I'm gonna show out on y'all.
He got that killer instinct. He got that killer instinct in him, I think.
I mean, but listen, I did find it funny. I will say this. I'm not just going to point out that game without pointing out my guy, Joel Embiid, who once again has been scratching at that 40 piece throughout these playoffs time and time again. He's showing you exactly. He ended that game 39-9-4, 1 steal.
I think the next game he got 47.
Next game he got 40 even.
40 even.
Yeah, he got 40 even. But Embiid is always going to give you what he gives you. Like, that's like I know I always compare people to spades hands. Embiid is like getting the Joker Ace King. You got them high 3 books with him easy every time, and then the scraps are coming. You got to give him his
play
piece.
Joker, Deuce, man. No Joker, Deuce. Y'all doing that?
I mean,
I get what you're saying. I'm just being stupid. But,
but and then Deuce,
Joker, Deuce, dog.
And then Deuce, what you keep the club in there?
Yeah, 2 diamonds, 2 a club.
Nah.
Or 2 spades, however you want to do it. It don't matter.
Joker, Deuce, Ace, maybe. Never Joker, Deuce. Get that club out of here.
Ace come 5th, baby. Why?
Get that club out of here. But I'm impressed with Embiid, but I did find it ironic though. I do think that it was the example that I was trying to give in the first round, saying that Trae Young can't do it himself. Because that first game he ended with 35 points, 10 assists. Second game, not so much, 21 points, 11 assists, and you saw the outcome.
I think, because you know the end of the first game ended with the Sixers coming back
Uh-huh.
and almost winning. Almost, you know, play
Right.
here and there could have went a different direction.
Right.
But the second game was more of a competitive game.
It
Like the
was.
Sixers, you know, they figure something out. And there's got to be there's flaws in everybody's game, and over time of just watching you play, and this is like your top level playoff trade. People are gonna start picking that apart, and they're gonna find some shit out.
Right.
I'm saying he did what he's supposed to do though. You took one in Philadelphia. Now you got to come back to the A, bust these two out, and then you go into the Eastern Conference Final. So
are you saying that you think that the 76ers are doing a good job of shutting him down? Like he's not going to get a
well, there has to be a rebuttal. There has to be once you stop me from doing something, I got to do something else.
Okay.
So like me and my boy was talking about. You know, he got the floater, but he got to add something else to the floater. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a floater, you know, the Euro step in front of it or some shit. You know, you got to add an extra move to it because niggas are starting to get used to the floater. So you got to move up a little bit. You got to add something else to it. You got to add
position is position.
It is. But if I know you're going to be in that position, you need to have plan B. What's your plan B? That's why he didn't score so much. That's why the game didn't go the way he wanted to. And that's why the first game ended that way is because they started coming back.
I think it was just missed shots.
You think so?
I do. I mean,
don't you miss shots with good defense?
I mean, definitely, but we're also talking about Trae Young going 1 for 7 from 3. That doesn't have too much to do with defense. He knows his release and he knows how fast he can really get that shot off with somebody closing out. And
I would say he only had 7 threes though. Shouldn't he be shooting more than 7 threes?
Well, the game he ended 6 of 16. So what I'm getting at is when you're missing shots like that, chances are you're not gonna put as many up. Chances are you look for the pass a little bit more than you would normally, which he ended with 11 assists as opposed to 10. And I'm not saying that's a big, leap, but that definitely lets me know you were looking for the pass first. You must have known you felt off. And there's not anybody else that can pick up the slack like that on the Hawks. Not a Bogdanovich, not
those shot creators. Niggas just stand there and wait for the ball.
Right, like unless you're really going to put Lou Williams' feet to the fire and say get out there and score, you don't have anybody else if Trae Young's feeling off.
No, you don't. But at the same time, that's the whole point of Trae Young is you gotta fight through that shit because of that reason. So if you're in the game and you play, I don't know what his minutes was, but if you're in the game that long, you gotta find a way to make your shot work.
I mean, I agree, but it's also his third year. It's his third year, and he's leading the team. Listen, it's not.
I just called this man a superstar a couple minutes ago, so I'm expecting your ass to come up with something different in the next game. He's not gonna come up with the same.
I get it. I definitely get that, and he is a superstar, but even superstars need experience.
True.
Just coming fresh out the gates, expecting somebody to know something that they've never experienced is something a little different. Right now, he's experiencing it and he's learning on the fly. But like you said, the fact that he's beating teams that he wasn't expected to beat lets us know that he has something. It's just not experience.
But he's learning quick than the motherfuckers on.
That he is.
Yeah, he ain't even hit his ceiling yet.
In the series, he can make some type of adjustment. If you got the right coaching and all the other shit, all the other factors and shit. That's all I'm saying. Like, I think he's learning quick enough to be like, okay, the next game, I'm not going to come the same.
I mean, he has no choice in that regard. You got to switch it up. But I think another thing in that game, too, is Embiid just got a lot of help from people. You know what I mean? The whole team was kind of hitting, especially that first quarter. They went up I think they were up 16 or something. Like it was 20-4 at some point or something crazy like that. Like when you're the Atlanta Hawks, you can't afford to go down to somebody like the 76ers, especially in the first quarter that much. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, it's not looking good.
It's not just the same thing happened to the 76ers and they somehow came back.
But the 76ers also have more weapons.
Hey, I'm starting to question the Hawks team. I'm starting to look at John Collins and Clint Capella a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see them boys step up into their roles a lot better. You know what I'm saying? John Collins is another young cat. He's still
Right.
figuring. You know what I'm saying? So if they come up with something, I know they are. I'm just saying, like, that's how. I'm not saying the Hawks going to win this series, but it's definitely going 7 games. That's how I feel about it.
You think it's going 7?
I don't know did I have a prediction before this? I probably did. But
No, we didn't do a prediction on this one.
Hawks in 7, guys.
Hawks in 7?
Hawks in 7. No, I mean 76ers in 7. That's my bad. I said it twice too. Okay.
Right, but to say you
Right.
have Ben Simmons, our representative.
My nigga said,
I do fuck with Ben Simmons. Hey, look, man.
7.
I see the flaw, the chink in the armor, and hey, goddamn it, it
It's
is what
his
it is.
wrist
I
work.
still like Ben Simmons.
He
That
can't
nigga-
shoot worth a damn.
He has no flick.
Look,
He can't shoot worth a shit.
That nigga's flickless.
Why don't they pair him with Steph Curry in practice? Why don't they pair him with Steph? and have
Because
Steph
listen, if your wrist don't bend, your
Some
wrist
people
don't
shoot.
bend, G.
Some people just ain't got it.
That
some
nigga got a
people
free
just
throw
have
like a
it.
catapult. His hand just stay like this.
That's why Kendall Jenner left him for Devin Booker. She said, "I need a nigga." that can
Right,
shoot."
you ain't got no wrist work. You can't even reach around and help me out.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
goodness gracious. Now she back with Tiger's ass.
Oh no, that's Kylie. Clipped him on Kendall.
Oh, right. You know I forget all them.
I don't know the difference.
Jenner's Kardashian.
Well, I know Kim because she's the top dog.
Kendall's the only
Right.
natural.
And
Kendall's
then
the only
Chloe's the
natural
one that's like kind of at the bottom. See how
Kendall's the only subtly natural one. You trying to
Chloe.
tell me she had no work done in a family full of females she got to keep up with that get work done?
I'm just saying, yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, like, Chloe doesn't look. We're talking about some else.
Right. But regardless,
Right.
I mean, well, is her man in the playoffs?
Tristan on
Which
Boston.
one?
Boston.
Damn it.
Remember got-
They went home too.
Tristan got eliminated.
Yeah, so she
You gotta
somewhere.
pick up another one. Like, hey, let me holler real quick.
Wait, is she with Tristan? No, we talking Chloe or we talking Kendall?
Kendall's with Devin, they say, and
Okay, so she's
Tristan
still
and
at the
Chloe
playoffs.
are on the outskirts.
Okay.
Whatever you want to say.
Well, I'm sure I'll keep that to myself. But yeah, congratulations. All power to her and her man for running the playoffs right
He
now.
will. But-
But yeah, I do think they got some help. Joel Embiid and them got some help. I think that you may be correct, Aaron. I could see it being 76ers.
I think it depends on where the games are at too, because I'm finding out that this home court advantage with some of these teams just hits different.
Yeah,
Well,
you know what? I think
The Sixers they're gonna have 4 games in Philadelphia and 3 games in Atlanta.
right.
Okay.
That's if it goes 7.
That's if it
Right.
goes.
Because them 2 games in Atlanta back to back, boy.
But that would only put them up 2-1 or 3-1.
3-1. Right.
So they would still have to
Well-
win the next one in Philly to close them
Yeah,
out, or that second one in the Hawks.
Well, the Phillies
So-
get 2 more chances after that.
Right. That's what I mean. It goes
Next game, yeah.
right.
But you know, if we get to 3-1, hey, you should feel pretty good about yourself. But we've seen people stumble in the past. But
If they get to
Right.
3-1, it's Hawks in 6. But I don't see him going. I don't see him going 2-0 in Atlanta.
I don't
And-
see it, but I do see it.
And the bottom line is what I'm judging this off of. If it came down to crunch time, game 7, who has the power to put up more points? It's definitely Philly. It's definitely Philly because you have too many different players that can show up on any given night and take control of the game. Ben Simmons, if he chooses to, could take control of the game if he was really focusing on putting his head down and getting to the basket. Tobias Harris, if he got touches enough, could take over the game. Joel Embiid, you know he's going to do him. And then you got Seth Curry, too. That's too many weapons right there. in a 7-game series for you to be losing to Trae Young and Herter. That might be the first time I ever said his name correct.
Haven't heard her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, you got Herter, you got Bogdanovich, and let's be honest, Bogdanovich, I always give him P's because he's a hard worker out there, but he's inconsistent as well.
Well, the thing is, Gallinari is the person that was supposed to fill in that third piece.
He has been trying.
Yeah, it's been getting better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's supposed to be the other option on the floor. 6'10" dude that can shoot.
Yeah, I guess I'm going 76ers in 6. No, it won't be 6. I'll go 7. What you got, Mal?
I think I'm gonna go Sixers in 6.
In 6?
Yeah, I don't know if them boys can keep up the firepower in Atlanta. I love Trae Young.
I would love to see him come out, but I don't think they will.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they will. And then moving on to a quick one we can knock out real quick. Nets and the Bucks.
Call that.
Hey man, look, man. There was no Vaseline out there, bro.
Man, listen.
Call that.
You know what? I got an interesting take on this though. So James Harden goes out first 43 seconds of the first quarter of the first game against the Bucks. And my instant reaction was, is this motherfucker scared to play? Like, is he scared of the playoff judgment that comes every year that he never fucking shows up in the playoffs?
I think they're trying to reserve him for the finals at this point, or semifinals.
What's the point? What's the point if the motherfucker can't play in the playoffs?
I don't think he's seriously hurt. I think he could probably play right now if he wanted to.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm getting at. So I'm saying when you take the hamstring injury, I feel like that's your way of sitting on the sidelines so you don't have to be talked about tomorrow by the press.
Well, it could be some of that, but you also got to think, if Kyrie and KD get gassed out, you got a fresh pair of legs, fresh shooter over here.
Not if that motherfucker's in street clothes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think once it gets closer, I think he's going to recognize, I'm playing. Because, if he's thinking they're going to get it done without me regardless right now, he may be like, I'll just sit this out and come back.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Harden is soft. Like, he's scared to play. He's scared to face his playoff scrutiny for not showing up. So he's like, let me just sit this out since they got it. And
he could be. He very well could be.
I think
he very well could be.
I don't know. I think something soft is going on there.
But he's been performing in the playoffs when he does play. I will give him that. He's put up hard numbers.
He hadn't
in the playoffs.
Yeah, he hadn't. I think what was it? They played the Celtics before. I saw he put up 16 one game. Or no, that was 14. Kyrie put up the 16. Another game, I think he hit 21, and I think that's his high.
Do you think you need? I guess it can happen. Do you think you need James Harden to score that many points?
Yes.
Or do you
yes. At some point, I think you do. At some point, I think you got to show me more than 21 points. We've seen Kyrie say, fuck it, we can't lose, I'm putting up 39. We've seen KD say, fuck it, we can't lose, I'm putting up 43. We've seen Harden put up 21.
Well, now, did he have a lot of assists that game, perhaps?
No.
Trying out for this nigga.
He didn't play. He didn't play a full game that game.
Which game?
What's the game that I'm talking about, Mal?
Well, hold on. Let me stop you real quick. So, because I have the stats, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, James Harden in Game 1 in the series against Boston played 36 minutes, had 21 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists.
Okay.
Game 2, he had 20 points. Game 3, he had 41. Game 4, he had 23.
Oh,
Game
he had
5,
41 in against Boston.
Game 3.
Okay, I might
That might
have
have
seen
been
that
KD
one.
and Kyrie game. I'm not sure if that. You can roll the dice and try to figure out what your starting lineup
But-
is. Yeah.
Right.
But since you mentioned Kyrie, when the Boston series, he had 29 game 1, 15 only in game 2,
Right.
16 only in game 3, 39 in game 4, and 25 in game 5.
I think them boys is take. I think they just try to figure out who's hot.
Right.
Well, KD's hot. So let's just go to him first, and then we'll figure out who's 1, 2, and 3 throughout the game.
Right.
But if James Harden fucking fake the injury to get out the first game, that'd be very disappointing.
And then
Go
think
ahead,
about
Chris.
it. The only reason why another reason why I say that is because of the whole Harden Antetokounmpo beef. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Stemming back from the All-Star game. You know the motherfucker couldn't wait to see James Harden in that game, and you go out 43 seconds into the first quarter, and we don't see you since. Now you're MIA.
If anything, that's insult to injury because I'm gonna sit this out.
I don't respect you enough to play against you.
I'm gonna watch your whole team get wetted.
Right.
Saying like James Harden.
No, I don't view that as that at all. I view that as a guy that picks the fight and then falls back into the background and lets the squad handle it. That you get no respect for that. You get absolutely no respect for that.
I'm just saying it worked. That's all I'm saying.
It's working. It's working, and it will continue to work. I don't see the Bucks putting up any kind of fight against the Nets.
Man,
they don't have enough firepower to keep up with them from the 3-point line. Bryn Forbes is not enough. Middleton is not enough.
I'm gonna get to my showers. So.
Drew Holiday.
But it's
not enough. He never really been a big 3-point shooter.
It's definitely part of the coaching staff's fault because
with the Bucks.
Yes. What the fuck are y'all telling them to do? Like this
I don't think you could. I don't think you could give it to the coaching staff for the simple fact that you. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Just for the simple fact that you have Antetokounmpo on the floor.
And somebody needs to tell him if you shoot another motherfucking 3.
Listen,
right.
My whole thing is this. My whole thing, but I mean, he had a couple games where he didn't shoot bad from 3.
I mean, the All-Star game.
I think the game 2 wasn't he like 3 or 5 or something like that.
Man, look, man.
I believe he's like 3 or 5 from 3.
KD's biggest fucking flaw is he cannot defend somebody his size physically a whole game.
Right.
Your game should be running at KD, getting him in foul trouble, and scoring at the rim.
Nah, because they got Claxton on him.
Oh, who? Giannis?
Yeah, they got the KD's playing the center. Whoever's center, KD guards, and then Claxton guards Giannis.
The basket and get him in foul trouble. If he
because KD's not even gonna jump with him. You know, KD's not gonna jump with Giannis. Now he was putting a little fight up. I did see him out there like putting up a little fight, trying to.
Your goal is to take the best player off the floor. It just so happens I have another player your size. If Speedy Claxton is on me, I'm going to force the switch.
He says Speedy Claxton. What the fuck year you think this is?
I forgot. Who the fuck is this nigga name?
What's his first name? Now you got me fucked up. Damn, I can't even think of it. What's that? Presque-Vu?
Yeah.
Nicholas Claxton.
Oh, hey, look,
Nicholas
man.
Claxton? No,
I don't know. Is it Nicholas?
For the
with the dreads?
Nets, right? Nicholas DeVere Claxton. 22.
Okay. I didn't know it was Nicholas. That's
you might have to roll the tape back. Roll the tape back on this nigga.
But I know it ain't no fucking Speedy Claxton.
Right. Yeah, that's
Nicholas Claxton, bro. We remember you, big dog.
Right. But what was you saying?
I'm saying if that's the case, if you put a smaller man on me, or if I'm trying to get him in foul trouble, I force the switch. I go find KD and I run at him with the basketball.
Right.
I force something to happen.
That's easier said than done when the man's getting out of the way for him. Man, like you got to understand the Bucks defense or the Bucks offense.
Why are you shooting so many fucking jump shots?
The Bucks offense is designed to keep motherfuckers out the paint. You don't never see a big man in the paint when it comes to the Bucks offense because you have to make room for Giannis.
They
Right.
play 5 out wide. What I'm
Right.
trying to say is that when you do that, you isolate a player and you attack him. That's the whole point
It
of
won't
the offense.
be, and I'm just saying it won't be KD.
Hey, somebody's
Right.
in the foul.
That's all I'm saying. KD will turn around and
And-
walk away from that defensive.
So y'all, so I'm asking. Let me just ask you this: the game plan of the Milwaukee Bucks so far is let's try to shoot a 3.
Because
Wow.
they can't get in like that. Because Giannis ain't been. That's why I got to give Claxton his P's, because he has been giving Giannis fits down there. He has. I've seen some plays. I said, listen, that he's not making it easy for Giannis right now.
Yeah.
And anytime it's not easy for Giannis to get to the paint, like, let's be honest, that's one thing I will say that James Harden had right. When you're 7 foot and you can dunk on everybody all the time, you don't really have to learn much about the game of basketball. And it's proven. If you can stop Giannis from getting to the paint, Giannis is not a threat anymore.
Right.
And I get that. I'm just not seeing the defensive team on the Nets stopping Giannis getting to the basket. Now, maybe I'm not watching the game right. Maybe I need to look at tape or something. But what I'm trying to say is, if there's a 6'10", 7-foot dude out there, and the other dude that's your height is 50 less pounds than you, and everybody else is 6'8" and under, go to the basket.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You're losing games by 50 points. The second game you come out, you do the same shit.
You know, I get it. I get it.
It's the same result.
And it's not that I'm not saying that he's stopping Giannis from scoring. No, that's not taking place. What I'm saying is that every time that I saw it was a heads up on Claxton and Antetokounmpo had to take 2 shots to get that ball in the bucket. He was going up for the offensive rebound and putbacks to get that shot off. Claxton was not giving him no easy bucket down in the paint.
How tall is this dude y'all talking about?
Claxton?
Yeah.
I know he's at least 6'10".
Is this the blonde dude?
Yeah,
6'11".
blonde
6'11".
dreads.
Yeah. Look, man.
Because he usually plays points, center. So
Yeah, he's center.
Look,
but he's agile. So
the Bucks scored 70-something points, I think, the first game. Or maybe 80.
86 the second game.
Terrible.
Yeah, the second game. First game they scored 107, 115.
Oh, the first game?
Yeah, first game was one of.
I must have ended I think I stopped watching that shit very early. I think I stopped watching that shit before halftime. I was like, man, this shit, I cut that shit the fuck off. But what I'm trying to say is that I think I've said it. I've already said it 3 or 4 times. I'm not going to say it again. Go to the basket. Why are you so Claxton's giving you trouble? Then go at this dude. Keep going at him.
Right.
Keep shooting 2 or 3
Get
shots.
get him out the way and
Live on the block.
Because Blake can't guard him.
Boom. I'm on the block. Put me on the block.
Blake can't guard him. Blake can push him out the post and force him to take a fall away or a turnaround hook. But Blake can't keep up.
Goddamn Renaissance man out here in these streets, nigga.
Blake is my guy. I fucks with Blake. The nigga he blocks, he dunks, he rebounds, he putbacks, he does comedy. He's just my guy all around. I fucks with the ginger snapped assassin.
Yeah, he been punching on people lately.
But that first game, that nigga was
got new knees, nigga.
He was the most aggressive player on the floor.
Who, Blake?
Yeah, in the first game, he was out there, going at it.
That's what I'm saying.
Balls and shit like that. I'm talking about he was playing like he's never been hurt before.
Right. But this is your shot though, right? You don't have a chip. This is your legacy right here. You have enough money that you don't have to play anymore. If you're gonna go out on some Derrick Rose busted up shit, this is the year to do that. Get your team there.
If Blake wins 100%, he retires.
You think? I think so too. I think he goes on to acting.
It doesn't get any better than this. I'm out. Or
unless you want to run it back.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Why not run it back?
If
you want a team like that, come on now, let's be honest. If that's a team that's staying together. That's a team that's staying together. If
All right. I mean, you got Kyrie on there, man. That's
you got Kyrie and KD, both of them enjoy each other. And both of them honestly have a reason to enjoy each other. If it was me and KD, like if I was in Kyrie's shoes, I'd be looking like this. KD, what you want to do like this motherfucker right here? Are we gonna keep him next year, or do we try to find somebody else to? Because I don't know about this motherfucker right here. Look at him sitting on the sideline watching the game with that fucking beard.
I mean, hey.
That's the guy I'd be like, who are we going to find somebody else for him? Because this is, I don't know. Okay. We'll run it back if you want to, Kay. I'm just saying. I want to know what you think.
If you say it's cool, it's cool.
What up, Les? But,
yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
You got to keep Harden, though. I mean, Harden's the vital third, you know what I'm saying, third piece, because KD's injury prone. And we know Kyrie's due for a mental breakdown every other couple games.
You know what? No, you know what? They're all dangerous when it comes to time off of the court. Right. Each and every one of them are dangerous when it comes to time off the court. But what I was going to say to combat my last statement is Kyrie enjoys Harden because he takes the bulk of the point guard work off of his hands. And there's not a guarantee that you can get another point guard like that.
I could just
right, with the offensive ability of a James Harden. So I may be wrong in saying what I said. It may be like all three of them are satisfied with each other.
Right.
I mean, obviously, if you win a championship, your goal and pretty much everybody's goal is to hit that magical three-peat. Can we get 3 of them back?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm the surrounding pieces, which would be a Blake Griffin and shit like that. I'm interested if you want to ride that whole ride or just get off at the top. We won? Okay, bet.
Nah, I don't think that's what they in it for.
How long has that been in the league? Since 2008?
Who?
I think Blake and Steph came in here the same year.
I don't remember, but we got less in the chat said Harden is the big homie, gotta keep him. I mean, that might be true. He just doesn't play like it. Like in the postseason, I'll say. He's like a PG, like a Paul George. He just does not show up in the postseason for some reason, and that drives me crazy.
2009, Aaron Blake Griffin was round 1, pick 1. So he's been here since 2009.
He came out of Texas?
Oklahoma,
right. I don't know why.
He got a twin brother.
Right.
Shout out Taylor, man. I know you out there doing something, man.
He out there coaching for the college he played for.
He played overseas, you all know.
Oh, did he?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Oh.
I know he played for the Suns or something for a little while.
Yeah, I did know he made it for a little bit.
Taylor Griffin, he last played for Palincancentro Tropic in the Italian league. He played in the Italian league.
I was about to
say. I know about to try to read all
that. That nigga tried it, didn't he?
Man.
But what you say, Aaron?
That was kind of what he said.
But yeah, no, you gotta give Blake his piece. He got some new knees out there. That nigga got some brand new knees. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he got some of them drugs he was talking about from LeBron James, allegedly. But something took place to where he was like, let me get out there and work.
I heard stem cell research? God damn.
Right. Because that nigga's knees are brand new. I'm talking like, how long he been in the playoffs? They a month and a half old, them knees he working with.
You see what Les said? He said Harden's tired of dropping 40 every game in the regular season.
I don't mean shit, and I don't even recall him doing that. And it can't be every game if he's out for at least 25 of them.
He had a pretty good regular season.
He had a decent regular season. He impressed me more on the assists and all that this season.
Changed his game up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what impressed me the most. Now, all that other shit, that point scoring, that's what he does. That's what he does. He did it in Houston. He had how many games in a row did he hit 30 and above? Like 20 something games?
So you trying to compare him to my statement about your boy Russell Westbrook that he's a stat player and that's what's expected of him.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying he doesn't show up in the postseason. He just you can look at the stats to see if I'm lying. He doesn't show up.
He doesn't
in the
he
postseason.
Hasn't. I don't want to say he doesn't. I want to say he hasn't.
To this day, he has not. Now, one 40-point game, I'll give him that because I didn't even think he had that. I thought his high was that 21-point game. So that 40 game is now his high, or 41. But how many postseasons has he been in?
Right, but how many has he played with KD and Kyrie? I mean, that's different. That's a whole different.
He played with KD and
Russell. He played one with KD before.
He was a 6-man though, and Russell. I mean, it's Russell, and he was a 6-man back then. That's before James Harden was James Harden back then.
No, or was it when James Harden was James Harden and just didn't have the opportunity, which is why he left and went to Houston?
So you think James Harden was his best in Oklahoma as a 6-man than he is now?
I'm not saying no, not at all. I'm not saying that he was better off as a 6-man than what he is now. I'm just saying that out of all of the times that I've seen you in the postseason, I've yet to see you show up.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. We know what you're capable of because we see that during the regular season, which is why people critique him so harshly in the postseason, which to round it all the way back is once again why I feel like you sat out this first game of the second round, because it's like I'm sick of hearing people say that I don't show up in the postseason. Let me just not play this. That's what I'm thinking. He said Houston drained him. Houston ain't drained that motherfucker.
You took a whole half a year off, goddamn.
Yeah, Houston ain't drained him. And like, yeah, right. He definitely ain't played. He said it's the Westbrook syndrome. Dropped big points all season and then tired in the playoffs. No, not at all. I remember Kyrie playing a lot of the last half of the season. KD and Harden was out.
Oh, that's true.
So
that's true.
What the fuck is he tired from? What the fuck is he tired from?
Age is kicking in.
Nah, G. I'm not giving him none of that. But we'll move on. We'll stop picking on Harden. But before we move on, I will say that with Harden and Jeff Green is actually supposed to be coming back, which I think is even bigger of a problem for a lot of teams because Jeff Green is very underrated on every team he plays for.
I always liked
Jeff Green since
college.
He's both ways, man. No homo. That nigga be out there. You know what I'm saying?
we love everybody.
Playing defense. You know he's playing defense. He's a great defensive player. Niggas talking about Jeff Green will be one that matches up against LeBron in the finals and shit. I'm not saying that's gonna work, but he has that attitude on the floor.
You can throw him at him, but you can throw him at him, but you can't give him that for the entire game, let alone the entire series. Jeff Green can't keep up with that for the entire. And plus, why would you want to start him? I wouldn't start him.
No, what I'm trying to say is Jeff Green's a valuable piece because he's gonna come out there. He's a scorer a little bit. He got 3. You know, so he'll give you 10, 15. But he's also going to run back and play defense. And that's what niggas don't do enough is run back and play defense.
Right.
You need them guys out there that when LeBron and them back there going like this, he's back there double teaming somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I
like Jeff Green. You know, and I'm giving him a shout out because that man, had that little survival story with the heart problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's 2011.
My little cousin had that same surgery and met him at a Cleveland game. That's his favorite player.
That's what's up.
And he plays basketball. But Les said Kyrie did have a whole year off because he sat out of the bubble. Well, first of all, we're not talking about Kyrie. Secondly, that bubble was only for a half of the year. They played the first half of the year regular, then stopped it, and then started it back up for a play into the playoffs. So that
for a nice Anthony Davis break. That nigga needed that break, and he came back.
Listen,
100%.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't get that this year. He didn't get that 3-month or 2-month I think it was 2 months.
AD was out for a while this year. Actually, he missed.
He's
I wanna
out.
say it
He's
might
out
have been-
40% of every year.
Did you hear what Charles Barkley called him?
What?
And Anthony Street Clothes Davis.
Yeah. As he should. As he should.
Charles Barkley's funny as fuck though.
Man, I want to get fucked up with that nigga one time, man. I know that nigga got jokes for days.
But
I do.
Anthony can tell him though. Listen, once again, we talking about sitting at that table with previous champions. You can't sit here, Charles.
Listen, but everybody. Well, no, I'm not gonna say everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody, but if I had to pick a player in the prime, I'm going with Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley in the late 80s and early 90s.
I'm going with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was the original Zion Williams with a nasty fucking attitude.
Yeah. I'm not a role model.
I'm going with Charles Barkley. Nobody was bodying Barkley in the league.
I might not, I might not fuck with him off court or some other shit. Like, I do want to meet the man one day. Of course, I want to meet all the legends of basketball. But at the same time, what I seen on the court from Charles was like straight nasty.
I love this game.
No love.
I love this game. He's one of those people that I was kind of hurt to see didn't get one. Like the Dan Marino. I was legit, as a child, I was legit hurt when I found out Dan Marino was retiring and he didn't get a ring.
He got to the chip, but he met that same nigga everybody else met.
Listen.
I'm sorry, Reggie, Charles, Carl.
Listen,
Reggie never got
Patrick. Patrick got the worst deal out of everybody.
But Patrick got one. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He lost to Houston. He lost to.
You're right. I don't know who. I can't.
Honestly, but look. Well, we don't got. Hey, look, Patrick. He was a great player, man.
You know
what I'm saying?
He was. I love Patrick Ewing. I used to love the Knicks back in the day with Larry Johnson and Chris Childs and all them. And you said Latrell, I used to love Latrell because he used to go back and forth from the NBA to the N1 league.
Shit, and Latrell was a monster.
He was.
If anybody's watching this shit, look at the Latrell Sprewell's highlights. You're gonna be real surprised. That nigga was hard.
Yeah, he was something. He was.
Oh man, he was hard. That nigga was hard, bro.
But we'll move on because the Bucks might be the ones to bring Chip back to New York, even though that's not how they wanted it. Y'all uptight son of a bitches need to accept what y'all can get.
You want the Nets?
Yeah. They in Brooklyn, bitch. They're in New York.
I thought you said the Bucks.
No, I thought I said the Nets might bring it.
You said the Bucks, but that's all good. I knew what you
did.
You did say the Bucks. Yeah.
No, I was making sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
I might have. I don't know if I trust y'all because I be listening back to the podcast, and the last time y'all said I said something, it was completely wrong, and it was what I said.
Well,
But I know I always mix my words up. I will say that. But yeah, shut the fuck up, New York is what I will say. We'll go back to the chat though. I do agree with Les somewhat, or Killer Cam.
Yeah, that's Les.
Jeff Green, I know who he is, but I'm just saying But Jeff Green is a baller. He needs to start on someone's team. I don't know if he needs to start.
Maybe in Charlotte, like the Hornets.
I don't know if I'd start him there.
Or even Cleveland. I'd start him in Cleveland.
I don't know if I'd start him there.
Orlando need anybody that damn. What you think you send him? The team that you can send him is Orlando, the Pistons, and fucking probably the Rockets. To be honest with you,
I definitely would start.
Yeah, Orlando, Pistons, and Rockets are a great three. That's a great three for him. But yeah, no, I wouldn't start him. I wouldn't really start him anywhere else because you got to think about the young talent that you're taking away from development by putting him in that position. He also said defense is not played enough in the NBA. That's been the case since 90s. since they took away hand checking and shit. Knicks let Ewing down. I just think they couldn't get it done at the end of the day.
Look,
Right.
to the person that said that, Hakeem Olajuwon is better than Patrick Ewing in that series.
Yeah, and then he said lots of
They
legends
lost
never
to
get a
Shaq
ring.
the year before. I think a year before they lost to Shaq.
Who you talking about? Houston?
I'm talking about the Knicks.
Oh, okay. I heard you say Akeem Olajuwon. I didn't know.
Yeah, because the Knicks made it to the finals and then they lost to Hakeem.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
They lost. I might be wrong about that. I think I might be. I gotta think about that. But I know the next year they wouldn't. It was the Magic against the Rockets.
The Knicks need to hire Whoopi.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yep, bring Eddie in that bitch. Have Eddie get y'all a ring. Y'all need Damian Lillard and Whoopi Goldberg for the
He
shit.
said Whoopi Goldberg.
Get
I remember
Whoopi,
that movie too, man.
Eddie.
I think I might have seen it once, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's all. I think motherfuckers burnt it after it got out the theaters. Cause I ain't seen nothing about it since the theater. That was the original Mike.
Our Friday night movie is Eddie. Who's doing this?
Motherfuckers like, what is a stand up? A stand up special? What's
I
going
think
on?
people will watch it just because they didn't, this is the premise of it. Like this was an actual movie.
I mean,
if you're younger and you didn't know what it was, you gotta go out like 10, 15 minutes in. You might watch it, maybe.
I mean, I enjoyed it at the time. I haven't watched it since a child.
You probably rented it from Blockbuster or some shit.
We went to go see it. I remember who I went to go see it with. Me and my little cousins. My cousin's mom took. It was probably like 5 of us. We went to saw it. You know.
To the Kazam trap. I had to go see Kazam 3 times.
No. That I did not go to see.
First time I had a choice. Other 2 times it was family. Like, we gonna see Kazam.
Am I old enough to stay home by myself?
Hey, free popcorn at McDonald's after the shit. Hey, I'm going to eat, goddamn. I could sit through this shit.
That was a tradition then, huh? McDonald's after the movie because parents didn't want to cook, so they was like, "Fuck it, let's just go to McDonald's."
I was always McDonald's.
Most unhealthiest shit to put these niggas.
Listen, it's always McDonald's.
Yeah, man, I remember them days. It definitely was McDonald's after the movie.
Listen, it was McDonald's without the movies. For real.
Nah, we usually
like sports game, like we had like a basketball game, football game. You might hit McDonald's.
Yeah, we usually had to be out for fast food. Nobody was leaving the house in my family to go get fast food unless we were already out, and it was like, stop here. Right. I don't feel like shit.
Right.
But yeah, nah, I ain't gonna say that. Good luck to New York. I was gonna say fuck New York for the ignorance of it, but nah, I would like to see New York do some things next year. And when they get Dame, I'll probably be rooting for him after my Cavs don't make the playoffs.
That's your bold prediction,
right?
You keep saying it, man. Dame to the Knicks, man.
Makes the most sense. Makes the most sense.
Write it in the notebook, dog.
Oh,
don't it out, man. Write it in. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna put it big in Sharpie.
I'm interested to see where he go though. I know he might not be a Blazer next year. And shit, the playoffs is already. To be honest, so would y'all say it's the most entertaining playoffs that y'all seen in a while, or is this just a regular playoffs?
Yeah? No, I do think it's a little more entertaining than I have seen in a while. I don't know why that would be, if I'm being honest. Maybe because there is finally that fan presence. Because you can even tell from the TV, like when somebody hits a shot and the crowd goes wild. That's why they should have never put the crowd in audio. You know what I'm saying? Because you can tell it's like a laugh track. It's cheesy. You can tell this isn't real. But when you hear that real crowd go crazy, it's like, oh shit! Like I could see how that could affect the team's momentum or ability to adjust.
Right.
Hey, look, I seen Paul George get shook by niggas calling him Pandemic P. I saw him miss the free throw. I saw him bounce the ball and it was a pan, and it was.
Well, Paul George is another.
They run back all serious.
Paul George.
Ain't nothing happen. You just missed both the free throws.
Paul George is another James Harden in the playoffs.
He
man.
is, man. He is.
The crowd, to you say this, the crowd makes it worse because that's not a laugh track. That is 15 to 20,000 people.
Right. In your ear.
Exactly. Your mom is out there somewhere. Your people is out there. They listen to people right next to them. They don't know you for shit. They like, man, this nigga Paul George is straight ass cheap.
She's like, excuse me, that's my baby out there.
Well, hey, look, your son.
And his braids don't grow.
Exactly. Man. What's going on with that? It's been 2 years.
Oh, man, that is funny.
They getting his braids edged up all the time.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, Mark, I know you wanted to talk about it. 0-1 to the Jazz.
Oh, yeah, the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Donovan Mitchell, his thing last night, boy.
Yeah, he dropped his jersey on him.
Yeah.
He dropped his jersey on him, dropped the 45 on him.
And he wasn't looking that good the first half when I watched. Like I said, I was just shocked because at the rate he was playing, I didn't expect him to finish with that.
Right, he wasn't looking good all the way around. It wasn't just he started picking up late third quarter, but all the way around. But the thing is about Donovan is he knows who the fuck else is going to do it. If I don't do it, Jordan Clarkson's going to put up 30 shots, so I might as well be the guy to do that.
Right.
So
that's no Mike Conley too. That's no Mike Conley. That's no pure football.
Right. And I'm not hating on Jordan. I like Jordan too, but let's be honest. You just chuck them up. That's what you do. You just put them up, fast and in high succession. Jordan Clarkson,
6th man of the year.
Yeah, like I said, he's like a Uzi. You know, you gonna get a lot of shots out of him. He might not hit all targets, but you can guarantee some points are on the board after that clip's empty.
Nick Coach be like, hey, get in the game. What you want to do, Coach? What do you think?
Shoot that motherfucker. Squeeze it. Squeeze, nigga.
Right.
Pass the ball once. Take me out this game.
Right.
Pass the ball and shoot that bitch. And that's what we're going to do.
Listen, because that's all he does. And if I'm being honest, he was hitting shots when it counted. You got to give him that. Like, he ended with 18, but all I can say was he was hitting shots when it counted, and that game was on the Clippers. I don't know what it is about the Clippers. I don't know if they're like a Nets, like they have a Nets mentality, but they're not as good as the Nets. You know what I mean? Like how the Nets will take the first quarter off to see who they're playing before they kick it into gear.
Get a feel.
Right. It seems like the Clippers do the same thing, but they don't have the ability to kick it in gear once they realize who it is they're playing that night. You feel what I'm saying? Like Kawhi Leonard has to drop Trae Young numbers to get the win. You got to drop at least 35 or y'all aren't getting the win because you're not going to get it out of Paul George. He's not going to be of any assistance to you. In that game, Kawhi only dropped 23 points, shooting 9 and 19. That's not Kawhi.
Not enough.
Can't get a win with that.
I just like to believe at some point, you know, Paul George is going to have at least one game in this series where he scores 30 plus. And if that happens, I think the Clippers have a chance. But if that doesn't happen, Jazz going to win this bitch in like 6.
You said Jazz going to win this in 6?
Yeah. If Paul George doesn't have a game where he doesn't come out and be the dominant player on the floor for at least one game,
right?
Like Kawhi score 22, 23,
right?
He's 28. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I agree with that. So let me write that. You said Jazz in 6. I think I might have to go with you. Damn, I might have to go with you on that.
I'm gonna say Jazz in 7.
Okay.
Just because kind of like I'm thinking, kind of like the series with the Mavericks. I'm thinking,
Yeah, I think I gotta go with you on Jazz in 6 on that one. What was I about to say? Oh, did you see? Well, I don't know if y'all watched the game. Did you see Kawhi going at Rudy Gobert?
Mm-mm.
I saw him bark at him a little bit.
Listen,
Kawhi
he got in his face and everything. I was like, okay, like that's a different Kawhi right there. He was going at him though, like he was intentionally going at Rudy Gobert, like not even throwing up pumps, just going straight up with a layup, jumping with him, trying to. And you know what I will say is Rudy Gobert had at least 3 blocks that game that they did not count to his stats.
Really?
Where he disrupted the shot, or where he actually got hands on the ball.
Got hands on the ball. One of them was that it was in the first quarter. Kawhi went up for a layup. Rudy Gobert blocked it. Kawhi got the block back in his hand and put the putback back up and got it. I didn't see that on his stats. There was another one, I believe, in the third quarter where Kawhi went up in the paint and Rudy Gobert was right behind him and he put his hand up and blocked Kawhi. Kawhi went back down to his feet and he started jumping up and down like for the call, like I guess expecting a travel. I don't know what he was expecting because you blocked the ball.
Right.
But it didn't leave his hands though. So I guess he was thinking because it didn't leave his hands that should have been a travel. And he came back down with the ball and went back up and then he got the put back again. And then that last block on Marquise or Marcus?
Marcus Morris. No, Marquise.
The both of them stop wearing the headband. Stop wearing the headband so we can figure out.
Right. I can't. I don't know
Marcus
which one.
Marcus Morris is on the Lakers, I believe. I believe it's Marquise.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember which one's on which team. But yeah, no, he got that. Arguably, they say the game-winning block. I mean, I guess you could, like, if you want to give him that, you could give him that. But it would have only tied the game up. It wouldn't have been
that block.
Game winner.
Right.
Like, it'd be different if he blocked it and it was for the win, but he blocked it for the tie. So, I mean, I understand why you say that, but I was like, that's kind of pushing things. He just played good D.
Kawhi, everybody's waiting for that time for Kawhi. Kawhi's from LA.
Right.
I've been to LA a couple of times, but I'm not familiar with the lay of the land like that to speak on where this man's from. But I imagine at some point in time, he's declared, what part of LA he's from. And hold his chest out with it in his face, I'm really tough, something like that.
Right.
People want that to happen. And he's starting to show a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to show a little bit. I'm trying to see if people's like, tell, hey, look, man, you can't be from LA and be playing soft in LA. It don't work.
But I don't know. I don't know if he's ever really played soft. Like,
what I'm trying to say is that, like, now he's being a little more aggressive than he's ever been.
Yeah,
he's all reserved.
Passive is the word I would use.
Looking worried or some shit. Like, his face doesn't look like he just dunked on somebody. It looks, like Kawhi.
That's why I was surprised when he did that to Rudy Gobert. Like, he didn't even run down the court. He stopped and took some time to say what he had to say and then turned around and I said, shit.
What it is.
I said, oh, shit, I ain't seen that out of Kawhi. That's what we need out there.
But that's, like, if the Clippers are going to come up out of this in any way, shape, or form, Kawhi's going to do that shit every game.
Every game.
If I see the person that's most quiet on the team giving niggas all type of work out there, then get in their face and daring people out. Kawhi, look, Kawhi.
Right.
I'm out there getting aggressive ass foul. Kawhi.
I'd have got hype out there if I was Tyronn Lue. Like, y'all don't see this motherfucker out there start playing like that.
Hell yeah, Kawhi.
Right. They need somebody.
But you're not going to get that. Like, I'll almost guarantee you the next game going to come out quiet.
Right.
First 2 quarters.
Right.
It's going to take time for him to get up to that level. If he started
Always.
games like that,
Right.
it'd be a different case.
But you know what?
Okay.
I'm sorry. What was that? What did you end with? I cut you off.
I said he has to get to that point. He doesn't start off games hype. He
Right.
ends up being hype at some point. He doesn't start off first quarter, juiced up. Second quarter, third quarter, he starts getting a little bit hyper, starts making shots. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen Kawhi come out first
immediately, right?
First 10 plays, flexing on people. Whatever the fuck he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen that ever. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't either.
As the game develops, he starts to get more and more
right.
active.
Right. I mean, he shouldn't have to though. I mean, he should. Every player should come out the track like a track meet. Come out the gates as soon as you hear that gun. You come out your blocks like explosive. But
they be stabbing them bulls and they be stabbing them bulls. That's what be so fucking mad. They come out.
Listen. Well, maybe you need to smack some people around like we do in football, grab them by the face mask and headbutt them a few times to get a motherfucker hype. Cause I don't understand. We pay for this. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we pay for this. We tune in, we pay our cable bills to make sure that it's available to us to see. And
they said we pay our cable bills. Y'all niggas still got cable?
I got Hulu.
Oh, good.
I mean, whatever it is that you watch it through. I'm just saying, streaming services, NBA, League Pass.
Yeah, whether you get a ticket or I guess.
Right, and I don't give a fuck if I didn't come to the game. I don't care if I didn't pay your $20 concessions for a beer. I still fucking want to see somebody play, especially when you're getting paid more than doctors and astronauts and lawyers and all the people that are so very important to us in the world. You get paid more than. I do not expect you to be a prima donna in any way, shape, or form. I don't expect you to be soft and go out in the first quarter with 43 seconds left. I don't expect any of that. And if people get an attitude because people talk shit about them for doing that, that's on you. That's on you. That's one of those things where it's well, shit. You can't do what I do. I probably can't, but I can guarantee you I wouldn't be out my motherfucking game leaving my team behind in a situation where they need me. That's a fact.
Right.
Even if I need to get treatment real quick.
Period.
I'm not going to win. I'm sorry, LeBron. Nigga, that you in the same category.
I play recreational sports with injuries that I shouldn't be out there playing with just because I want to do it, and I said I was going to. So I'm not going to let y'all down, even though I said I know my body probably ain't ready, but let's get it. I said I'll be there.
You was afraid of that quiet car ride home when somebody finally said something. Hey, the fuck was that? The fuck was that?
Listen.
You went from the side, start crying and shit? Right. We going to McDonald's.
Right. Oh shit, man. I wouldn't even think about that. I wouldn't even think about back in the day. Let me be hurt. Hurt.
Yeah, you eating ramen noodles tonight, nigga. I might not let you season it back. Nigga. Man, that shit don't, man, listen. But I get what you're saying though. That makes perfect sense. I mean, because one of the life lessons I think everybody should have is what else can I offer to be, worth being around. If you just play basketball,
right,
playing about something that's people are talking to you about, that you're just talking about basketball. If you say it's soft, you're talking about the basketball court. You're not talking about nothing else. You're talking about soft on the basketball.
Right. And you got to understand that's what you get paid for.
Yeah,
you get paid to take our criticisms as well. That's included in your paycheck, Kwame Brown. That was included in your first round paycheck. So
if you get paid first, it's gonna be a hard run.
Right.
Have a decent round.
And don't get me wrong, we've had the discussion. I'm on Kwame's side. And now that I know he has a podcast, I think it was absolutely genius marketing that he pulled off to get, publicity for his podcast. I didn't know he had a podcast until the last little rant, and then I saw the pod. I said, oh, that motherfucker's smart as fuck.
Judge Joe Brown, was that the one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
Yeah, and I haven't subscribed or anything, but I've listened to a little bit, and it's not bad shit. Like I fucks with him. I fucks with him, like from what he's talking about and shit. But it made perfect sense as to why he was, doing that. Like because it seemed like more so attention seeking than retribution.
There's got to be like a mental health conversation with basketball because it's anything else. Because look, this is not.
As far as what? Like as far as
I'm not saying too much. What I'm trying to say is like, look. So I came to Atlanta, right, to make music.
Right.
If you called and told me where's the music shit at, you're not doing anything, I wouldn't be mad at you because you're talking about something I said I was going to do, right?
Okay.
If you're a basketball player and you become a #1 pick in the NBA, don't be surprised when I call you and say you only scored 8 points last night.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
Right. But
that's I think that's where Kwame got a little fucked up. Like, nigga, look, you may not be soft or something, but you're a #1 pick and your career didn't pan out to be great. And people said some negative things about your career.
that was a part of your pay. That was included in your pay, G. And if you didn't understand that, then give the money back.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas ain't Jamarcus Russell ain't giving that money back, and he ain't said shit about it.
Right, because he knows he got away with a heist the same way Kwame Brown did.
Cut right now.
What's
going on?
Double cut. He came to practice the double cut.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, he got away with a heist. You should be happy about that.
Now I can't never hate on Jamarcus Russell as far as how you want to live your life.
I can't hate on Kwame Brown. I can't hate on any of these guys. You did it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what you've done with your money since then, but you've at least gotten to the peak to get it. You feel what I'm saying? I can't hate on you. I'm just saying, like, just understand that when you don't produce, you get paid to take that criticism as well. I don't play basketball. I don't play baseball, football, or nothing else. But it's still the same expectations of me. If I do not produce, I have to take the criticism that comes along with it. It's a part of my pay. You don't get to be a prima donna and collect more money than motherfuckers who save lives. Shit, in the moment you are, that's the moment I get to call you a bitch. That doesn't go to anybody specifically, but I don't like that prima donna shit. Like, you get paid for what? To do what? To sit out of games?
Yeah, and you act like we don't get them same criticisms and comments from our, because we all got regular jobs.
Right.
You hear stuff. Well, you handled that situation wrong.
Like, I don't got a crutch into work with a broken leg, so you can't go out on the court with an irritated hamstring for your team. Because see, my way of thinking from the way
it ended up back on
from the way I was brought up, my way of thinking is this: I'm hurt. Yeah, I know I'm hurt. I know I have an injury. Can I play? Yes, I can. Should I sit out? No, I shouldn't. Why should I not? Because I'm sure that at least out of 7 of these 11 other players on the field are suffering from injuries as well. And I can't say whether theirs is worse or lighter than mine, but they're still playing. I can't sit out for those people on the field.
Hey, J.J. Watt had an old school, everybody's seen the picture of J.J. Watt with the blood coming down his nose. Was he hurt that bad? No. But am I finna sit outside because my nose is bleeding? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that is like, I think that's been
that's different nowadays. I think now they kind of make you do that.
What, sit out?
Yeah, like they make you go back and get it covered up because they don't want blood being transferred. Like, that's not like a fight, like where they test your blood before the fight. That's football. These motherfuckers is knocking everything off and then coming to practice the next day.
But it's one of them things where, like, you get points for having grass stains on your jersey.
You'd be better off getting a porn star's blood in your mouth than a football. I'm sorry, cuz. What was you saying?
No, I said you get points for having grass stains on your jersey, but you get extra points for having blood stains on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That
draw a
is
little
true.
bit. That's like old school football. Let me tell
I
you.
don't know if I can subscribe just because usually if you have blood on yourself, it probably came from you.
I'm talking about the jersey. I give if your
I'm
arm.
saying regardless, like even like when I would like I remember I got like a injury from stiff arming somebody and my hand got caught between two helmets and my finger
It was
was like
like this.
busted. And I just kept taking my
I took one
jersey
blood on the field.
and wrapping my thumb in my jersey to wipe the blood off and go back out. So I mean my jersey was very bloody, but it wasn't because I did somebody else damage. That was my shit.
Do you not still get bonus points for that?
No. Oh, for playing through. I could see what you. Okay, yeah, I could see. I, mm, I don't give bonus points because that's what you're supposed to do. But
Is that not
Right.
playing injured? Whose blood is that? It's mine, coach. Good job. You stayed out.
oh yeah, you would get peas from like coaches and shit like that if you had that in you. But blood, just I don't know. It just didn't really.
Is everything all right?
Now
My fingers are
boxing.
loose. My
That's
fingers are loose. Just
now,
put it back in.
now boxing is completely different. Blood on that lets you know you opened somebody up, and that made you look like a warrior.
Yeah, boxing's a whole different. The whole.
Right now, football, that's usually your blood on your jersey, and that
Right.
probably came. That most likely came from something that somebody did to you. So I don't count that as a plus just because you played through blood, bitch. Women bleed once a month. What does that mean to me?
It means they can have children.
Wait, can you get back out on that field and hit somebody?
Trying to defend the women.
Well, and for anybody listening, that was just the way people thought back in the day. I'm not saying. I mean, I do kind of subscribe to that with the expectation that you're getting paid that much money. I subscribe to that. I don't subscribe for that just as the and I hate to say, I almost said something even more offensive. I hate to say soft words, but not for the lack of toxic masculinity, I do feel that certain men should be that way. That's what gives you that I won't quit mentality, that what comes in front of me isn't going to stop me. I'm not going to break down if I can play through blood. I can play through a broken bone. I can play through, it's not that deep.
That's a rite of passage, especially when somebody sees you get fucked up. Like if they see you visually jacked, and you get up and you walk to a sideline or whatever sport it is, and they're like, "You straight? Put me in, coach."
Right, and then you hear that cheer, that.
Nigga, that's tinnitus.
We got a lack of that, and in basketball, while it isn't a quote unquote contact sport, I understand there is contact, but it's not a contact sport. Right. That was not, this current mentality was not the mentality 10 years ago.
No.
Well, a little bit more. Let's say a little bit more.
You gotta say like 20.
If we say 20 years ago, it was a completely different game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 years ago is when, that's changes had already been made that let us know we're going to a softer game. Like how football, when they started adding all those rules, like, the horse collar and targeting, and it was like, oh, okay, now we're going to touch here. Eventually, we're going to get to that point, huh?
What? Did I freeze?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's so where are we headed in sports in general?
No, I don't know.
Get softer and softer.
You got quiet real quick and then went like this. I thought shit.
I know, that's what I thought too.
I was just making my point that this is
no. They want players to have a Tom Brady career where you can be a quarterback in NFL and
the
make
dot connector.
43. Nigga,
the dot
connector. 42, 43 when we were younger. It's a fly in this bitch. Is like kickers, punters.
Right.
feel nigga, if you out there in the trenches, quarterback or not, somebody's gonna hit you. Back in them days, you can get Joe Theismann, right? We all know what happened to Joe Theismann.
Right. You
It was
weren't meant to have
low.
a giant shelf life.
No,
That's why you
especially
got paid that money. You're not meant to get paid $20 million a year for 25 years. It wasn't designed for that. It was designed for you to make good money, 7 to 10 years, get the fuck out and make room for the next motherfucker. But
he's
now that
meant
the
for
rules are
a certain
changing,
reason.
it's not enough money for everybody because you stayed beyond your welcome.
LeBron James.
I wouldn't say that because I would definitely say that the league still needs him. A LeBron-less league is very boring to me right now. Yeah, I think a LeBron-less league at the moment is very boring.
No, because that's because we don't know anything different since high school.
Well, no,
We've been in high school.
that's because I don't see anybody else dominant enough to keep me excited. You
It's
know,
hard
like
to see that when you got the same nigga in there for 20 years. All I'm saying is like people have that same problem with. All right, now I guess football is a bigger sport, so it's a hard thing to do to that. But the only other quarterback niggas talk about is Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. And it's been like 20 years. Am I wrong?
I mean, if other than Tom Brady, yeah, Drew Brees,
Tom
Aaron
Brady.
Rodgers, Tom Brady.
It's been a whole lot of quarterbacks. If Tom Brady wasn't in the league, might have got a little bit of shine. And I'm not saying LeBron didn't
But
deserve to be there.
with Tom Brady being in the league doesn't stop any of them from getting any shine either. It only stops the guy behind Tom Brady.
I don't know, 7 rings say different. I'm not. Is it
No,
6?
that doesn't stop you
6
from
rings?
getting shine. No, it's 7 rings. He
Okay.
passed Jordan. I got to fly. I think that same fly just traveled from Atlanta to Columbus.
Well, kill that nigga for me, please. Close
I'm
enough.
trying not to.
You got a
not
backhand.
like-
That was your mistake.
And
You tried
it's
to
a
backhand.
fat one. I don't want to catch this one. I'm gonna have to run to the bathroom after that. We'll leave him for now.
Nigga just won. Round one, nigga me.
If he come back round here, he gonna get snatched up and thrown. I ain't gonna crush him. But what were we talking about? Oh, LeBron James. Yeah, there's just nobody that can keep the excitement level up right now in the league. To me, to replace him, I need a replacement. You know what I mean? You need to pass your torch, like Jordan passed it to
Figuring that
Kobe.
out. We're figuring that out in this playoff. He's out in the first round.
Right.
He had a legitimate chance in the playoffs. Somebody's going to come out of this, most likely the Nets. But somebody's going to come out of this the better.
But who is he passing his torch to?
Kevin Durant. I don't know.
No,
Because Kevin Durant is a perennial. I mean, who's the second greatest player in the league?
no, I don't see, and that's what it's not. That's not what I'm not basing it off of that. I'm basing it off of the up and comer that's taking his place. Who's filling his shoes? You feel what I'm saying? Like who next? And that's why I don't even know if he's in the league currently. Everybody thought it was a possibility it could be Zion. And Zion's still developing, but it's very clear that Zion didn't come into the league with the same ability he came into college. LeBron came from high school to the league with the exact same ability. And I'm not saying we're going to see that again. I'm just waiting for the young guy to come into the league, adapt quick enough to where I can be a threat for my team and I'll carry the torch when LeBron retires.
Now, when does this happen? Because I know that the NBA is going back to taking kids straight out of college, straight out of high school in like a year or two. And they're also implementing the thing where they can have kids go to the G League instead of going to college, right?
Right.
That's gonna be a nice testing round for the quote unquote the person who's gonna take the torch from them. But in the league right now, I'm not gonna sit here and name names. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. But there are players who are jostling for that position. Like they know LeBron.
Give me examples. You don't have to give me names, but give me
Jason Tatum.
examples.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, but not
That's been disrespect for a long time. He want that top dog, that top dog piece. You got Doncic, you got Joker, you got you have a
no. I
Joel.
follow. I follow.
There's a whole bunch of people that's sitting there like they're looking at each other like, so is it gonna be me? It's gonna be you? Because the Nuggets gonna win a championship. I don't see that not happening.
I follow, but I think that's just them jostling for the next best player, not the replacement of LeBron James.
Well, that's like, but LeBron James is gonna be a top 3 player until somebody comes and can be in that conversation
Right.
of Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan.
Right, and that's why I said I don't even think that the player that I'm speaking of is even currently in the league yet.
Right.
Well, it's been 20 years, so something about that.
Well, of course. I mean, but you look at all the talent coming out currently. Like, you think about it, every year it's tight talent. You know what I mean? Like, we're back in the day, that that James class was one of the most stacked classes in NBA history.
Like second or third, yeah.
Right. James, Melo, Wade, even that one dude, Darko, Millet, whatever.
You know that? I didn't remember that. Then
Huh?
Kyle Korver was in that bitch.
Who? What?
Kyle Korver was in that draft too.
Was he?
Yeah. That's one of them dark horses. Oh, shit, you in the draft too?
Right.
I remember that he came out around that time because remember when we lived together in Mayfair, we had that, what was it, NBA Street?
It was live, wasn't it?
Was it live? It might have been live, but I know Kyle Korver was on that bitch and we used to play on the park. It used to pick him all the time.
Bussin'.
Bussin' with Korver.
It was nice, man.
He was buzzing with Korver. But yeah, no, I mean, I just say that there's always I knew I should have crushed his ass. I just threw him. He's back up. There's always another star. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the figurative term. I mean that literally, like another star. When a star burns out, another star comes and takes its place.
Right.
And I'm not saying that LeBron is burnt out, but I'm saying we're in the time for the conception of the next star.
Right.
As this star is burning out, that conception is taking place where this star is about to fire across the sky and take its spot. I'm just waiting to see who it could be possibly. I don't believe they're in the league currently. If I had to say, nope, he's not even in that category. I was about to say maybe Anthony Edwards could grow into that, but I don't think he's even in that category. The only thing he has currently is that he has natural ability, athleticism, and he's fearless. But I don't think he's in the category of how LeBron was really taking his nobody team to the cusp of the playoffs first year in the league. Because this team wasn't too nobody-ish like LeBron's was.
Right.
He still had people around him. LeBron had absolutely no one. So I'm waiting for the guy to come on to a team like Orlando and get Orlando to the playoffs. And you're like, God damn, that's a rookie? You know what I mean? Like whether that be a Suggs or a Cunningham or somebody coming out in the next couple years. Whether it be a development happens that we know nothing about and it be a Bronny James. And Bronny come out like, I know what to do. I doubt it. Because the spoiled child never amounts to what they... And I don't mean it like... what? No, I guess I do. Yeah, I guess I do. I mean it exactly that way. The spoiled child never amounts to what the father was. The underprivileged father became.
Especially if your father is one of the greatest. It's hard to do. You might want to pick a spot. I think that's what the Space Jam movie is about. One of the sons will look, I'm not playing basketball because you've done that.
That live up to shit is real.
Yeah, you're gonna play lacrosse or some shit, man.
Right, that live up to shit is real. And it's like, why though? Because, you know, like your parents know you more than you know you at that point. And it's like, motherfucker, you got these genes, not those genes.
But you got teammates though, and your teammates know your life.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general, where you get the kid that's like, nah, I don't want to do what my family does. I'm going to do this because I don't want to live up or have to live up. No, nigga, you got these genes. No one's asking you to be me. Just if you could be half of it, you'll still have a successful career. Do this. Don't run from the glory. Do this. And that's a lot of times you got kids that do that and parents that allow it. Well, it's not about allowing it, because let's be honest. If I had a son and my son was like, nah, I would never fight. I want to play soccer. Then that's what you want to do. Let's get you on the track to be a soccer player. But you got these genes. You don't have those, son.
I'm going to tell you this, though. At some point in time, you're going to have to punch somebody.
Right.
Be ready for that. Other than that, yeah, play soccer. But on the soccer field, at some point, you have to punch somebody.
Right. Nah, that's when you see a drop kick or a slide tackle. You don't see, that's when the motherfuckers use their feet.
Yeah, we talking about kids, man. You might slide tackle the wrong dude. And he ain't hearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't MLS. They're going to touch you up. And they're going to break us up and we'll go home.
But let's get back to it. We've been rambling. Last game and then we out. Suns Nuggets. You touched on it briefly. You said you could see the Nuggets winning.
I can, but I'm gonna give somebody a shout out. I'm gonna give Mikal Bridges a shout out, man. Mikal Bridges is like it's like I can ask him to do anything, and I know he's probably gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Successful doing it. Well, look, Mikal, I need you to go out there and get 3 blocks, 4 steals, 8 rebounds, and 17 points. And he's probably going to do it.
Right.
For whatever reason. He's very talented. He's tall.
He's young.
He can defend. He hasn't been hurt significantly yet. And that usually seems to be the Achilles heel of most people. So he still got everything. He still got his jumps.
He went off game 1, man. He went off.
He did. He was balling.
What's the name? Chris
he only
Paul.
had 23, but it was a strong 23, and he shot 8 from 12 from the field.
There's a lot of attitude in that 23.
Man, listen, he did his fucking thing.
Let me ask y'all.
He's the first name I wrote down watching that game.
How much do you akin attitude and aggression towards the players that you enjoy to watch?
Oh, that's
I don't too much care how successful you are, as long as I see you being aggressive in that feat. If that makes sense. Like if you're doing what you're supposed to do and it just wasn't working out for you, I love it.
That's why I like, if I'm being honest, that's why I like, and I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, but that's why I always will watch LeBron over KD. Because KD is so good at the game, it just looks like he is moving in slow motion. Like he knows where he's gonna be. He knows where you're gonna be. He knows the right step to make. It's just slow motion. It just looks so like it looks perfect when he plays the game. When I watch LeBron, it's not perfect, but you can see when he has that, I need to score this, or I'm about to get the crowd hype with this dunk. I'm gonna put my team into it with this pass. It's like something where you're like, oh shit, with KD, it's just like, man, he's just goddamn. Like you almost feel like the person guarding him, like, man, he's just not gonna miss, is he? But with LeBron, it's like, oh shit, like he did that.
You want me to cut my hair or something, brush this shit? I ain't doing none of that.
Right.
It could be dry and beady.
Man, and it don't matter how much I sweat.
Nobody. Kevin Durant has the most mysterious hair in the league. How does that happen? Because you have hair, but it doesn't grow.
That nigga got black AstroTurf for his shit.
Who's cutting the hair?
That nigga got a baseball diamond hairline. Let me stop.
Kevin Durant. Oh my God, I'm bleeding.
Listen, that's a motherfucking foul. If he drive to the lane with his head down, Fuck the
You
charge.
hit him around the head. He hit me on the hand. Fucking me up, man. This
Hey,
nigga, man. Um,
Oh
what,
shit.
what we'll say is this though, like you're right. As much as everybody talk about LeBron, he does know how to turn it on. When he does turn it on, it's spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's top three. I'll never not say he's not top three. He's top three. You put him whatever order you want to.
Right. Yeah, I give you that.
But you know, who else is of that breed that's his size and of his talent to take that place?
Well, see, no. Now, and I wasn't necessarily thinking of his size as much as well. I did. Let's be honest. I wasn't thinking of point guard.
Hey, 6'10" and mad is bad. That nigga 6'10" and mad, nigga move out the way.
Yeah, I wasn't. I
Right.
wasn't thinking of a point guard. I was thinking of like a shooting guard, small forward type. You know what
His
I mean?
position.
Right. Somebody that can be explosive off their feet, like can still dunk and all that, like get people hyped dunking on people, but still has enough fundamental and skill to where I can do the other shit as well. And
Know
I
that
can
sounds
take
like?
over doing it.
No, that sounds like?
Who?
Sounds like Damian Lillard, man. It does. I'll come down the lane, take off on you. Also got fundamentals.
And you know what?
If I want to, I'm back all the way out to this half court line where your logo at. This is your team.
It's
All right,
it's
cool.
funny. It's funny that you
Right.
say that because that was a name that popped into my head when I was thinking who else is that exciting to watch. But it doesn't matter if you're in Portland. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if no one can watch you. And I don't know how much I'd be excited to watch Dame because I've only seen you in the playoffs because I can't watch you in regular season unless I have the league pass.
right. That's
So
true.
that you may be right, and I may just not know because no one knows anything about you, Dame, other than Hulu ain't just got live sports; it's a lifestyle. Fuck.
And tapes. They got mad tapes, nigga. Give him his rap credit. He got tapes, nigga. I ain't heard
alright.
none.
He all right. He's still like the best rapper out of the NBA.
Who's the best rapper?
I'm giving it to Iman.
Shumpert?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I ain't listened to him.
I'm giving it to Iman over Dame.
All right.
I give him second best.
I ain't heard enough of their music to actually have a good rebuttal. So if that's the case,
You know what? I haven't either, but out of what I've heard from each of them, I've heard a good 3 to 5 songs of each of theirs, and I'm going Iman over Dame. But
What
I
about
don't.
Phil Deepak?
He's a singer.
Unfollow.
I'm done with you. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all got anything else to say about the Suns? Or the
I think
Suns Nuggets, of course.
I think the Suns will take it in 7.
The Suns were the 2 spot.
Nuggets are what, 5 or 4 or 3?
You said, wait, what?
What spot was the Nuggets? Nuggets were 3.
Nuggets were the Suns were 2. Nuggets were 3 or 4.
Yes, they beat the Blazers.
Yeah, were they 3 or 4?
It had to be. I know. Were the Blazers above the Nuggets?
No, they weren't above them, but
I think the Blazers were like just outside of the play-ins. I think they beat the Lakers to the play-ins, so they might have been like 6.
yeah, that's what I'm.
I know
I thought the Lakers were
Clippers.
6.
The Clippers in
Mavericks.
Mavericks was 4 and 5. Clippers and Mavericks was 4 and 5. So that means the Nuggets
Right.
have been 3,
Right,
6.
and the Blazers were the 6th, so
No.
yeah, Nuggets were
The
3.
Lakers was 2 and 7, and
Right.
Jazz and Memphis.
Yeah,
on there.
you're right. They were 3.
Yeah.
But You think
I'm gonna have to go with athleticism. I'm gonna agree with Malcolm. I'm gonna go Suns in 7.
Suns in 7?
I
Okay, so
want,
both y'all saying
I want to see lengthy
Yeah.
series because the summer's gonna be the Arnold's gonna have during the summertime. So I want to see as much basketball as I can see. So I hope that's the case. That's a great series.
Right.
Oh, you don't like that?
nah, I don't see it being at all. I think it's gonna be Suns in. I'm gonna give it Suns in 6, and that's me being conservative because I think it could be 5.
Can't count the MVP out.
He ain't the MVP.
Joker won.
He did.
Yeah, he did. They just announced it yesterday. He won MVP. Yeah, he
It was
won.
like just getting his
By
trophy.
landslide, Cliff. It was a landslide. You should have seen the numbers. Oh, it was a landslide. I couldn't
You
believe
know
it.
that though.
I mean, let's just be honest. You got a whole. This is their chance to have. This is a Steve Nash,
Right.
Larry Bird situation where it's hard to argue that they deserve it, but there is definitely an argument for other people that might have deserved it.
Right.
But Jokic win. I'm not against that. I mean,
I'm not against it at all. He's a dog. He's an absolute dog. But
That's why I said 7 because I just can't count him out, man.
and you know what? I might have saw that. Matter of fact,
yesterday
I might have saw that Joker got it because when I saw that, my first thought was they need to change the MVP or add another award that's MVP or best player in league.
Right.
Because they're not always the same person.
Right.
And Embiid, his season, my opinion, way more impressive than Joker's.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But I could see why you would say Joker is the MVP.
Right.
But that's also because Jamal Murray was out and you did what you did.
That's true too.
Embiid had other players, like we always talked about, and he
Right.
still did what he did.
Right. But they got overlooked.
Right. So best player would go to Embiid. Most valuable would go to Joker because Embiid still had Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, all those other players that could step up if he stepped off the court.
Right.
Joker does not. Which is why I don't. At this point, I'm just asking, what does it mean? Like we discussed so many podcasts ago. What are you judging the MVP off of exactly? And nobody really knows. It's kind of like the Oscars. That's the reason why you can choose the people you want, because no one really knows what you're exactly basing it off of. Because then we could track and be like, no, you're wrong. I looked it up. This is the correct. What you was about to say?
Y'all still talking about MVPs?
Yeah, I said when you walked away, I said at this point, I felt like I did know Joker was the MVP because I said I thought to myself, they need to add an additional award being best player in the league. Because best player in the league would have gone to Embiid, but it would have never been MVP because Embiid also has Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, and all those players to step up if he goes out. Joker does not. With Jamal Murray out, you are the only one that can succeed or bring your team to success out there on that court, which makes you the most valuable player to your team. But that does not make you the best player out of that season.
I have a suggestion. This is my hat in the pool.
Yeah.
I look at baseball, and baseball has a American League MVP and a National League MVP, right? Do they? Or do they not?
No, they do. They do.
So I think there should be a Western Conference MVP and the Eastern Conference MVP. That's because I'm saying, like, if the whole season's based upon you barely playing the other conference, but playing your conference the most, give me both sides.
Well, see, no, I don't, because
then you have Embiid on the East and you have Joker on the West.
But I don't want 2 MVPs. I want to know who the most valuable. See, that's the thing. I either want to know. Listen, this is what we were getting at when you sat down. I either want to know your exact criteria on what you base MVP off of. You know what I mean? Meaning MVP as in the most valuable player to your team, most valuable player to the league? What are you like? What are you gauging this off of? That way, the people at home can keep track of stats to say, no, he's not the MVP because these stats say this. But because we don't know what you're basing that MVP off of, like I said to Malcolm, it's like the Oscars. You can pick whoever you want because we don't know your calculation of how you got there.
Okay.
But if you say all around best player in the league, we can go by stats. That's concrete. I see who the best player in the league is right here on paper.
But when you go by those stats, you have to go by the win and loss column. You have to put that in as well. Because if you're doing hella stats, but your team only won 10 games, then hell no, you ain't MVP, right? So you have that factor too. So you could average 60, 70 points a game, but if your team only wins 15, 20 games, no.
Right. But if that's a part of that criteria, we know that. We can calculate that. You feel what I'm saying?
It is part of the criteria. You know what I'm trying to say. I get what you said, but you said there's to be a second award for like
the best player in the league, as in like the all around, like not most valuable to your team. Because let's be clear, Embiid, while he wasn't the most needed. He was the most needed, but you know what I mean? They could still get by without him. Joker, you cannot. If Joker's not on the court for the Nuggets are an under 500 team. Which makes him the MVP.
With Jamal Murray?
Without Jamal Murray. He hadn't been in the game this year.
Because you talking about the factors here. I'm trying to see what the factors
right,
are.
Okay. Well, yeah, he hadn't been in the game this year, so I wasn't factoring him in. I was saying without Jamal Murray, Joker's not on the court, you're under 500. Without Embiid, you still have a chance to be an above 500 and even a playoff team with your roster. So you cannot be that most valuable player judging that criteria off of to your team. But you can be if we're talking about best player, and we include wins and losses as well because they're both in the second round. One may even have a better shot. I think the Clippers the 76ers have a better shot of beating Atlanta than the Nuggets have of beating the Suns.
Is that a matchup thing? Like, here's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I do think it's a matchup thing, but I'm saying you've made it to the same spot is what I'm saying. So if we put wins losses with points average, all that, I really don't see why you don't give it to Embiid. But when you think about it from the perspective that I spoke of, that without Joker on the court, Nuggets are nothing, and without Embiid on the court, 76ers can still be something, you have to give it to Joker. So what are we basing this trophy off of exactly?
My argument to that is that when the Sixers did not have Joel Embiid, they were indeed terrible. So it's like,
of course, but they have a better possibility of being great than the Nuggets would.
It's apples and oranges.
And I don't want to say great, but you know what I mean.
I'm saying it's very hard to, I guess to your point, it is, you would like to see the criteria, but the criteria might have set you even more.
Well, no, I'm just saying show me the scorecard. Like, even in boxing, the most corrupt sport in the history of sports, at the end of the day, you can still see the judge's scorecard to see how they got to that decision to say, oh, they were smoking dope, or I can see how they got there. We can't just get behind your MVP if we don't even know how you got to that point of getting them the MVP. Show me your scorecard.
That's always that's always awards. Like Hall of Fame is like that.
No, because we can cross analyze who's been in the Hall of Fame, what their stats were with if yours matched up to it. We can't do that with MVP.
What about them boys? It'd be like 40, 50 years down the line, then they get in the Hall of Fame. Kind of like
those are honoraries. You can't count those.
So what I'm trying to say, you talking about first ballot, second ballot? What like there's so many contributing factors to it.
I
It's
get
like
what you're saying, but you can
I
still
think,
you can
I
still
think it's
look
gonna
at
count.
stats to say this person didn't make it, should have made it.
Then you got Shaq over Steve Nash 2 years. A lot of years ago when Shaq was dominating the league and Steve Nash got MVP twice.
But that's different than Hall of Fame, though.
No,
Once
what
again,
I'm trying to say, so I'm going back to the MVP argument. As far
right?
as being the most dominant player in the league, but the person who's making the most waves on a team that, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, all that shit, whatever, Raja Bell, Leandro Barbosa. What I'm trying to say is
Yeah,
that
that's a
you
good
had
memory.
Shaq. You had Shaq over there. And Shaq says this shit all the time. Like, man, Steve got two of them from me. Because I think Shaq was MVP once. Am I wrong on that? Was Shaq MVP once?
I don't
I gotta
know.
look, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, that I
'Cause that
don't
was
know.
I gotta look that up.
That I know. I don't know. But while you are looking that up, I will. I guess we'll just answer Les's question and then hit the showers. Which is we didn't get to that. He said who's the top two for the finals this year. Um, I think we've said it before a few times. I just want to see if it still matches up. If I can find the original statistics.
Damn, yeah, Shaq won one MVP, bro.
One.
Yeah,
And Steve Nash won two.
yeah. So did Carmelo. But
That's wild, though. That's wild.
and you can't tell me Shaq wasn't dominant 3-4 times in his career.
Yeah, that's wild.
That-
That's
that
very
is-
wild.
Lakers Shaq, and then pretty much after that it's over with. But Magic Shaq and Lakers Shaq, nigga, that's like a 10-year run or something should happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes to show how many do LeBron got? 3?
3 or 4.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, but that's why there should be an MVP and a best player in the league because there are two different things.
Yeah, LeBron got 4.
4? Okay. And that's what I'm saying. And you could argue that he should get 20.
Right.
You know what I mean? But no, all of them don't equate to MVP. Some of them equate to best player in the league.
2 of them things was Steph. So Steph got 2 of them things.
Right.
You gotta get him 2 of them things.
Yeah, you gotta
That's,
give him to
that's probably the most out of the list I've seen of people. That's probably the most earned 2 MVPs out of the list of 2. No, I don't know. Tim Duncan got 2 MVPs. I'll take that.
Nah, I'm still going Steph.
Me too. Yeah, just
Steph
Still going Steph.
That's
And he broke the 3-point record both of them years.
He's broke it since every
Yeah,
year.
he just broke it. We're right, but I mean, you're playing against yourself at that point, so I expect him to break it again next year.
Y'all put a sign up for how many threes I got last year, and then like a counter, so I could just know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I expect him to break it again next year.
Bob Pettit got 2. Steve Nash got 2. Giannis got 2. Carmelo got 2.
Giannis.
Carmelo got
That's
2.
That's a perfect example of best player in the league and MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
2019, 2020.
Completely two different things. Completely different things. Best player in the league and MVP, two completely different things.
Man.
Now, in that year, he did take him to what? The Eastern Conference?
Against
No,
the
one
Heat.
year he got.
No, he got
last
knocked
year.
by the Boston.
Toronto.
Last year was
No, the 76ers beat. Whoa,
No, last year was the Heat.
2019.
right against
Toronto beat the Bucks.
Oh, it was Toronto.
2020.
I don't know why I was thinking the Celtics.
The 2020, the Heat beat the Bucks.
Right.
in the Eastern
And then this
Conference
year-
Finals. Right.
Probably gonna pick the Bucks because
So I mean, I guess,
I was wrong.
yeah, I guess that could make sense. But you also I'm not giving you that because you also didn't have a bad team that first year. That first year that y'all lost to Toronto. That was before y'all got rid of Brogdon and y'all still had
You're saying the Bucks team was still had a good team.
they had a decent team is what I'm saying. They didn't have a good team. They had a good team. I mean, they made it to the finals, but they had a decent team. Brogdon, who has not Kennard, what's the dude's name? I don't know. I can't think. But just give me your finals one more time just to wrap it up and you hit the showers. You gonna keep it smooth since we over anyway.
You know what I mean?
Yes, whoever.
No. Well, my
Yeah, give us
finals.
your infamous
My,
hit the
my,
showers.
my finals is an oxymoron because I picked the Bucks to win the series, but I know full and well that the Nets is on to the finals. Well, I guess I was being an asshole about it, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, the Nets are going to the finals, and I like to see the Nets and the Suns. Somebody who hasn't won an NBA championship, both teams go at it and see what happens.
Well, nobody. I mean, it's gonna be regardless. Nobody on the West has won one.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, nobody on the West has won one.
Nuggets, Jazz, Suns, and Clippers.
And the Nets haven't won one either. So
Nuggets win, I think.
nah, nobody on the West has won one.
Okay, I'm part of.
Yeah.
And my hit the showers is Coach Bud because nigga, I would fire you today. I would call you in office. I would look.
For Portland, you
No,
said who?
Milwaukee,
Coach Bud.
Budenholzer.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Okay.
Nigga, go home. Call your wife to come pick you up or something. No, look. I feel how y'all. I've already I talked about around it, but you run this team, nigga. Do what I say. Not change that because Bud should never say that. But as the coach, I have a game plan set for. Do the game plan. If his game plan was already look down and shoot them slow ass fucking threes and shit, and act like he got a J, then do that. But look at what the result was the first game. Y'all lost by too much. Second game, you lost by too much. You didn't adjust shit. You tried the same shit twice. My nigga, if you do that shit again, the third game, you're off. Has anybody been fired in the playoffs? Like midway
Been
through
fined or fired?
fired. Go home. Has anybody been fired?
Not that I know of.
This is about to be historical because nigga, you going home. I don't give a fuck what the media gotta say. Because there's no way that shit should happen, man. I might be overly upset. Maybe I'm salty.
Why? Because what, you had a bad prediction, or are you that invested in the Bucks?
Because I expected a more competitive outing.
Right.
I expect you to do something, and if you fucked up the first game, to adjust and do something else. My nigga, you did the same shit. It's not gonna work. So hey, look, I stick with what I said, but at the same time, I watched that game like, so y'all really gonna spend this whole game doing the same shit, and that's what they did the whole fucking game.
I mean, that's what they do though. They got
That's what I was gonna say.
they got Giannis. What are you expecting them to do?
So how long is Coach Bud? How long he been coach? How long he been coach?
Long enough.
Like Giannis is the majority of his career. Am I off on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, get him out.
No,
of here.
I don't mean you're off. I mean, yeah, that sounds right.
What I'm trying to say is that yes, something has to be the wrong. Like who's leading this team? If you're not getting your best player on the same page as you are, and it's pretty much been the same coach the whole time, you have no chemistry. Look what happened with the Hawks. They got rid of the coach, and now look where they're at. They were one of the worst teams in the league.
You right.
6 months ago, they got rid of their coach. They're one of the best teams in the league.
You right. You right about that.
I'm the only like, look, man, I got to do something. I can't get rid of Giannis. That costs too much. How much I pay you? $4 million to get this nigga.
Listen, you right about that. But, you know, they still looking to try to keep that motherfucker, even though I don't know if that's the best way to go with Giannis. So, that may not be a coach issue. That may be a front office issue.
Somebody got to go.
Right.
Maybe you're right about that. But, nigga, somebody getting fired.
So, I don't know.
Monday's going to come around. I hope niggas is nervous. Hope your hands are sweaty. The meeting
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already.
Yeah. I'm telling everybody to bring their playbook in. Niggas not gonna know. He told you to bring your playbook in. He told me to bring my playbook in. Yeah. Oh, y'all got y'all's playbooks? Good. Coach Bud, you fired. Get the fuck out.
Turn that motherfucking playbook in.
Exactly.
But, I mean, shit. What about you, Mark? How you feeling?
My prediction for the finals is actually the same as Aaron's with the Nets and the Suns.
Yeah, I think I'm going the same route.
That's what I'd like to see. And my hit the showers obviously is going to go to my entire Lakers organization, all the way from Kuzma to AD to LeBron.
Cry them alligator
Frank
tears.
Vogel. Y'all didn't come to play. Clearly, none of y'all came to play. None of y'all came to coach, and it showed.
Cry them gold fucking alligator tears.
It showed. So they got to hit the showers. They got some rethinking to do.
Nigga called a group shower.
Right, yeah, group shower. Yeah, that's what that is. A group shower. All y'all hit them off.
God damn, I don't know what that's
group
about.
Shower.
Well, shit. Lakers hit that group shower for y'all. Hit that plane home.
Right.
Me, I gotta give it the same thing. I gotta go Suns in the Nets. That at least would be the most entertaining game in the finals, I would say, for sure. Hit the showers has to go to bitch ass James Harden and his beard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You been bullying his ass all show.
Hit them motherfucking showers and deep condition that motherfucker on your chin, G.
Oh shit.
Spend a lot of time in there and think long and hard what you want to do in this postseason, because it's gonna come a time where the motherfuckers need you. And if you're the reason that the Nets don't get a motherfucking ring,
it's over with.
I hate to see the articles that come next.
No love in Brooklyn.
Listen, you still in New York, G. Understand that. But does anybody have anything to say before I take us out of here?
Kevin Love for president. Go Cavs.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Very agile VP.
Still got the same amount of rings in the past 5 years.
That's always going to be